Have you ever felt that your life is full of making mistakes? So many times we start off our day on such a positive note, and then we make a mistake, and then we make another one, and it seems like a vicious cycle. A guy walked into Chabad the other day, and his ears were all bandaged. I asked him what happened. He said he was ironing his shirt when his phone rang, and by mistake he put the iron by his ear instead of his phone. Ouch, that hurts. Then I asked, what's with the other ear? He said, oh, the guy called back. Very, very often we find that not only we make mistakes, but we continuously repeat those same mistakes again and again. And we get very discouraged. We wish sometimes that life was like a chalkboard, that all you have to do is just erase your mistakes and start all over again. This week's Torah portion, my friends, has a very powerful, uplifting message. The Jewish people were at a wonderful place in life. God just gave them the Torah. They left Egypt. They were a free nation. But sadly, at that highest point in our history, the Jewish people made a drastic mistake. They worshipped a golden calf, and they forgot about that God that just gave them such an incredible salvation. It seemed like that was the end of the Jewish people. But then something remarkable happened. God came around and he gave the Jewish people a second set of tablets, which was even nicer and more beautiful and more spiritual than the first time around. And there's a very powerful lesson here, my friends. Many times we look at life and our mistakes and we say, if only those mistakes would not have happened. But we need to remind ourselves that in a sense, we could look back at those mistakes and say, thank you, God, for giving me the opportunity to make that mistake. Because many times it is the mistake that propelled us to greater heights. The Jewish people fall with the golden calf is what led them to reach even a greater spiritual stature and receive an even greater gift of the second set of tablets. A great way to visualize this is when you teach a child to drive a two-wheeler. The child starts biking and then falls down and says, ouch! But what does the parent do? The parent encourages the child to try once again, even though the parent knows that the child will most probably fall. But the parent also is aware that that failure, the child falling down and scraping her knee, is part of the growth to gain the skill of driving the bicycle. Our own failures in our own life, our own mistakes, our own mess-ups are actually part of that journey. God built these failures into our journey so that we can reach an even higher level. So the next time, my friends, life brings you a failure, life brings you a mistake, remember, it's not about getting stuck in the mistake. It's about recognizing that you have the power to transform this darkness into light by acknowledging that sometimes we have to go backwards in order to go forwards. So I wish you, my friends, a Shabbat Shalom, a wonderful week, and I challenge you for the coming week. Look out for those mistakes because they are going to bring you to even a brighter future. Shalom.